Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Southampton getting smashed by Chelsea, who are looking like dark horse outsiders trying to creep up for the title challenge. Definitely going to be in the top four if they keep playing like this and getting these goals. Now, there is a lot to talk about, and we are going to go on about Southampton keeper quite a bit to start with here. There's a couple of mistakes he's making, and I'm going to show you straight from this corner that they end up conceding straight away. As we just watch the ball go in there. I'm going to show you the keeper flapping here, and the reason why he ends up flapping, and the reason why he just gets caught up in nonsense. So when he wants to go and make to punch the ball away and actually do something, his body shape isn't correct, he isn't set properly, and all of a sudden, when he needs to make the challenge, he's not there in time. Let me show you how it happens. So first of all, you can see he's running up to take the corner. At the second he is, have a look at what the keeper's doing. Okay, he's got his arms up, kind of flapping because someone is annoying him. So his mind isn't focused. Look, you can see there's his shoulders, and he's kind of facing this way. He isn't facing the ball, or isn't on his line. He's not really organised and worried about the ball. He's more worried about the player running around him, and this is what ends up making him not being able to jump and clear the ball. And you'll see he's kind of half over a player as we move this forward. So look, you can see, I'm not sure here, I think it's Cucurella, somebody gets in the way of him right here. And as he's shoving this player out of the way, remember, he just had his hands up. So from having his hands up, then he has to move his hands down and then shove the player. If he's got his hands down here, that's one action to bring them down, two to shove them. If he's already here, one action to shove them, then he's moving forward, then he's doing something different. He isn't doing that. So he's making one action, two actions, and then when the ball comes in, because remember, you saw him just as that run was happening, that he had his hands up. As this moves forward, now that's his next action, still shoving the player. As you can see, he's still got his arm out trying to shove the player away. Now he's making the decision to come out and head this ball. By the way, it's not just on the keeper here. This is just the obvious mistake. There's a lot more problems here with Southampton, with the fact that goodness knows why we've got two players there and we've got no one marking here. I'm a firm believer of having somebody on the post. Remember, when you're on the post, you're not marking the line or marking the post. It's just your starting position, so you can come out and attack the cross and get rid of it down the field because you're facing down the field. It doesn't mean you stand here. It means you come out and attack. But basically, they're giving this Chelsea here a free header, and as it comes across, look, he's nowhere near. He is. He's really close to being nowhere near. He's really close. He's about half a step away. And that half a step is because of those faffing around actions and not just concentrating on the game. He is that quick away from the ball. Just that. And that's what ends up letting Chelsea get their first goal. But we got lots to break down and lots to talk about. So let's get on to it. So here we are, Chelsea's defence getting carved open by a little simple ball into the space. You can see the pocket of space. There's the runner. The Chelsea player doesn't quite go with him. I'm going to show you that there. Watch these two players. What's the difference in acceleration between the Southampton player and the Chelsea player? The Chelsea player takes a little bit longer to react. And also, keep your eye over here. Watch him. He's actually defending quite well. He's watching the ball and he's turning and watching this player here. It's actually quite good. Also here, you're in no man's land. When this ball is played, you're in a position to absolutely dominate and shut this ball down. That's exactly where you need to be going, right? Which is all kind of fine. Let's see as this progresses. Let's see if any of these things we can do slightly better. As the ball's played, have a little look, have a little look. Do you see he turned his head quickly and looked? He was spotted that the strikers moved away from him. But this is also a problem. Even though he spotted him, he's left that gap get a little bit bigger, which he has, it just isn't good enough. He needs to be coming across quicker. You can see now the Chelsea players turn a pace. He now is trying to sprint to get there, and it's all too late. Here we are. He stood here doing nothing. He could have come over and helped shut this angle down. Why? Because he's actually goal side, and the fact that this player running through here, the Chelsea player tracking, was behind the Southampton forward, and then what should normally have happened as soon as he's come over here, this player tracking just comes and covers his position perfectly. Basically, basic pressure, cover, balance, defending. Simple thing for him to do. He would have read it easily, and it would have been simple. But then this happens when it goes here, just gets a little bit lucky. Goes through his legs, breaks the tackle, quality. Have a look at our little guy over here again. He's moved a little bit again, and he's still looking at the ball, but he has moved. Quality, well done. But there is a little bit of luck there. That's what that's about. So where was our defender? Remember, he was here. and he slowly walked over to this striker. And because he's walking this way, what that means is he can't go back that way. Why? Well, because he's going that way. If he's already that way, he can come in and track the runner of the striker. So if he's back in a defensive shape, that split second earlier when he noticed he's gone and he shuffled back, as he makes his run, he can block the run. The problem is he's shuffling back as the striker's making the run past him. So he's going back this way. Let's just draw that. He's going back this way. And the striker is just going into the space he's just made for him. Ball across. Oh, yeah. What about our other guy? Oh, yeah. Did he pressure the ball? No. Did he move from there to there? He could have easily stopped this. Doesn't move. Doesn't do anything. Bosh, dosh in the back of the goal. And you know that he's unhappy. You know that he knows what he's done. Okay? He was watching. He slipped off for a little second. Should have got back. Should have got there, marking the player, and then tracking with him instead of letting him have the space. And as he's got that space, they basically change positions, okay? Because his reaction says it all. Oh, I'm trying to get the reaction a little bit better for you, but unfortunately, it's just ever so slightly cut off. But you can see that as it goes in, you can see his reaction. He flails his hands ever so slightly, and it's on to the next clip. From here, we've got huge problems with the goalkeeper, right? God knows why you're up here, okay? God knows why you're making this pass. And this is the reason why when these people are playing hipster football and they're trying to pass out the back and do all of these things. By the way, look at my I'm bringing out my coaching videos, actually explaining all of football and what's going on since the last 20 years that I've been coaching and why all of this nonsense is important. And you need to understand this. I meant to get it out a couple of weeks ago. It is coming to come out. It's going to be a massive part series, but it is well worth watching because it's going to teach you all little things like this. So the reason why this goalkeeper is making a bad pass is because he's not an outfield player. One outfield player would immediately identify in that split second is this guy's running faster than this guy. That means if you're passing over that distance, he's going to cut the ball out. So you don't do it. Even if you put pace on the ball, okay, he's still going to beat the player because of the difference in speed between these two. Watch us move this forward. Do you see that? And every outfield player would automatically know that. That's why they're outfield players. Goalkeepers don't. They're goalkeepers. They're not footballers. There's a massive difference. And you're asking him to play a ball out. Look, I don't know why he's passing it into the pressure pocket. So what is the pressure pocket? It's the area between 1, 2, 3, 4 Chelsea players that Chelsea want the ball played into this area so they can squeeze it. If it goes out here or goes out here, they're leaving it. But anything inside the pressure pocket that they're making, they're going to squeeze it and try to win the ball back off you. And that's exactly what happens. And now you just feel for the goalkeeper. He's in complete and utter no man's land. He's not sure where to go. He's just, yeah. I mean, what do you do? So obviously it's a little pass and a tap in and it's a goal. Like, yeah, your team's hung out to dry. Terrible pass, terrible decision from the keeper. But you know he's coached to do it. He's not doing that because he thinks it's the right thing to do. He's doing that because that's the system. And in that coaching explanation, I explain the difference between the modern players who are paint by numbers and actual footballers that are classic artists, painters. Think of it that way. All they are is just a number. And if you're painting, you're a coach and you're painting by numbers, you need color number 2, color number 4, color number 7. And anyone can be color number 4, number 7 as you're doing those. But artists, real coaches, have footballers that understand those situations and they're not playing a rigid, broken system because when it goes wrong, they can't react just like that. And Chelsea get themselves a little goal. And it goes to the net box. If he made sound effects when it went in, he does get double points. That is the rules in the Premier League. So there's lots of issues here with Southampton's defending. Okay, first off, look how compact they are, shutting down these spaces, completely and utterly leaving a man over on the blind side here. Okay, now if you're compact, you also must be tight to the ball. That space there is bigger than the space behind him for the next closest defender. So he needs to immediately start putting pressure on this ball and get as close as he can. Okay, now it's one of those things where if you're doing this properly, you're running about 2 to 3 yards towards the ball, from the distance from the ball. So you don't want to get too close to the ball because he can go past you. You want to be 2 to 3 yards off. So if he tries to beat you, you can automatically cover and get close. So if he makes a bad touch, you're still going to win the ball. He can't get past you, but you need to start putting pressure on the ball. So what does he decide to do? He stands still. Okay, now you can see two things have happened. That gap's got a little bit closer. That one's got a little bit further away. So why is that gap important? Because that's the angle he's going to use to shoot the ball through. Okay, so this guy needs to get closer to this guy as we're getting closer to the ball. Except for two things have happened. This defender here, has got further away from the ball. This defender here hasn't got closer to the ball, and it's opening up that lane for him to shoot through. Okay, still not trying to go towards the ball in any shape. I'm not showing it fully yet because I want to show it from the other angle where you can really see it. He's just shadowing him, backing him off slowly instead of actually trying to creep towards the ball to try to make a challenge. Okay, so all of a sudden it's way too late. He just takes a little touch, shimmy inside that gap. Now you can see they've both closed it. It's too late. Gap's there. Bosh. And it's in the back of the net. It's that quick. And here's where I can show you. There's the gap I'm talking about from the other angle. There's that gap. Watch, all he's doing is backing off, and also his body shape's terrible because he's facing this way. So he's inviting the defender to cut inside and play it behind his back. That's what he's opening up to do. Look, do you see? And he goes down, can't react to it. Why? Because his body shape is going backwards and he wants to go towards the ball. It's too late. He has to be going to the ball as soon as he's on the corner of the box, shutting down that space. Just shocking. No idea that this was a red card for pulling people's hair, but apparently it is. Pulls his hair, pulls him down, and he gets a red card. Off he goes into the sin bin. Kind of cynical, kind of silly, but you know what? Some of the decisions in football nowadays are kind of silly. To me, is it a red card? No. Is it probably a yellow? Yeah. I don't know where it is on the field at this time. Actually, I can't remember. But you're ruining the game if you're sending him off. You're yellow carding him and basically saying, yeah, mate, you're in trouble. And then what you do after the game is you give him a sanction or something after the game. That's what really should happen. Instead of sending somebody off and ruining the game of football, you just go, right, foul, yellow card. Yeah, you're in trouble at the end of the day, mate. This is way too easy. Chelsea have the ball back here. Little pass in. So let's also think about logically what's going on. Southampton are down to 10 men. You can't have two people up like this. You can't allow this amount of space over here because you've got two people pushing forward. You can't allow basically to be chasing the ball and harassing them. You're almost sitting in defending and seeing what you can do on the counter attack. You cannot be up here with two players and look, immediately you need to be running back and covering because you're opening up your whole midfield. This, boom, in it goes. Simple pass in, and look at the absolute massive area of space where he's got the ball here and there isn't anybody here at all for Southampton. So you're a man down and there's nobody in front of the back four. Nobody here would be able to break up play, stop an attack or do anything. Don't know, yeah, but we're out wide over here. Don't know why, but apparently that's a thing. The level of absolute terrible coaching and just complete lack of understanding. You're down to 10 men. You're just at damage limitation at that point. You're losing by a couple of goals. Don't make it a hiding. And they decide, oh, we'll make it a hiding. Yay! So when this ball goes in here, all he's got to do now, look, by the way, it's not even a good pass. That's the sad part. This pass in, he just knocked it into the space because there's so much of it. No one can come and pressure to it because no one is near it. Look, they're all way too advanced. Now here's the other part. This run here, these two defenders, as tight as they were on that last bit, they're miles apart from each other. And he's just rolling the ball in between them. Now they're all sprinting back for no reason. Duff, in it goes, tries to grab him. Do like that. You might as well get a foul, yes. As many red cards as we can, right? And off he goes into the box. And now, yeah. So look, this is the other point, right? Have a little look at this. You've got one player here from Chelsea. And you've got 1, 2, 3, okay? So when we watch this, when the goal goes in, I want to see how many, because we've got 1, 2, 3 Southampton players. Oh, by the way, this guy player out here wide, he's just not interested, is he? How many players are actually back at the goal when the in the 6-yard box when the ball goes in the goal? Okay, because all these players are trying to run back and defend. Let's just have a little look. Good on him. He's challenging. He's back. He's making it hard for the striker because sometimes that's all you can do. You're on the wrong side of him, which he is. You can't really tackle the ball, which he can't. Otherwise, he'll give away a penalty. But he's making it hard for the striker to get the shot off. And that's all you can ask in this situation. So whoever that young kiddie is there, well done, mate. You're doing a good job. even though, yeah, for this 15 seconds of the game, maybe. So as the shot comes in, oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, completely baffled everybody with a little Cruyff turn. But you know, those other two defenders that were right there, they're not even close enough really to react. Okay? So now we're moving it forward ever so slightly. Bad, just little knock, because no one's really trying to tackle the ball there. He's just pinged it onto his two teammates. Again, look, 1, 2, 3. And all of the rest of these Southampton players all stopped running, especially him. He wasn't running anyway. He's just staying out wide. But all of us, like, that's the difference. These players are willing to run forward to see what's going on, see if we can help our teammates. The Southampton defenders, midfielders, not interested one little bit. As this boat goes across, just there to finish it off. Yeah, because no one kept running. That's all it was. Heads are down at this point. Southampton are on the counter. I don't know why they're absolutely ruining their defensive shape and all running forward. No idea, but apparently, I told you, that's the way. Let's get hammered. Let's really get beaten 5-1, so we can really lose all of our momentum. So now when you're looking to playing this ball out, well, look how many Chelsea players are going forward. Look, even up here, I know you're a player down, but at some point you've got to realise, look, what we're doing, we've just got to sit back a bit and defend, because we can't allow players, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that are behind the ball, behind the line of scrimmage. 6. Actually, well, yeah, I mean, that's awful. That's awful. You're a man down. You can't afford that. Only 3 players could possibly tackle the ball here, and no one are close. Ball out wide. Now, this is what you really want from a player. Ball out wide. No little fancy stuff. Takes a touch, has a little look like that, but then does something which a lot of players don't do. Do you know what that is? Hits the back of the net. Yeah, there's the little difference there. Smashes it into the bottom of the net box, gets himself a goal, and on we go. Chelsea, dark horse outsiders for the title. Definitely going to be in the top 4 in my opinion. Look out for that coaching video, because that's going to explain a lot of where Chelsea are going to come from, and they're going to get better in the next 4 years as well. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.